Oh, hey everybody, this is Everything's Practically Ruined. I am your host, Tristan, as always. Hassan,
Yes,
you are here as well.
that's me.
Yeah, okay, great. I feel like I'm forgetting to do something.
Turn your oven off.
No, I did that. I turned it off twice.
Turn
Turn it off, then on, then off.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If you need to cook something, checks
Yeah.
out. File your taxes.
That's not until like March-ish.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah.
You're right.
Something I just... What?
Nothing.
Huh? Murder?
No, I didn't.
No, it's not murder. It's not murder. It's not murder.
Yeah.
Was it in the same vein? There's something I was there's something from last year, like the beginning of 2024, that I am trying to remember if I did or did not do, or should have done by the beginning of this year.
Go out and vote.
No, I did that multiple times,
Oh, okay.
like multiple times in the same election. So.
You know, I think if you can't remember it, it probably didn't matter. And, like everything from the past, we should just burn it and forget it ever happened.
Yep, that's true. Well, I guess it's time this year to get back into our predictions of 2025. That's terrifying. All right. I'm using an AI-generated image. It's because it's time that we stole back from them.
I
It's
did
actually
not
a pretty
wrong.
good one. Yeah. Anyway, 2025 predictions. But this, as usual, we go back and look at our predictions for 2024 and see if any of them came true. Do we even want to discuss the fake predictions from last year, just in case some of them came true, as has happened in the past for us?
I have my predictions, and even looking at them, I'm going, I don't remember which of these are fake or not.
Yeah, look at the fake ones. Did the Game Awards just play ads the entire time?
No.
I didn't watch. Okay. Well, there was an award show. I was wrong there. Disney made movie for maybe shows and movies for audiences. Okay, that actually tracks. Our cars are not all robots in disguise, correct?
Hard to say. We need to do scientific research on that one, and we didn't get the funding for it.
Oh, fair enough. Is Todd Howard really angry about how bad Starfield did?
No, I think that game, despite the reception not being the best, I'm pretty sure that game still sold pretty well. So okay. I think they're probably mixed feelings on it.
Oh, fair enough. Did E3 come back?
No, stayed dead.
All right. Let's see. For your fake predictions, there is not a Bloodborne sequel, but there is something. There's a fan thing that has Bloodborne running on the PC, so sort of. No
Okay.
sequel, but PC
Take it.
port. Which is your second prediction for fake ones. Disney announced a remake of live-action Lion King. You know, son.
They put out that Mustafa movie,
Mustafa,
so it kind of came true.
Yeah. Sequel or offshoot set in the Steven universe called Steven Galaxy. We didn't get that.
Yeah.
Silk Song does not come out this year. You are very correct.
I think that was a joke one. I can't remember.
That was a fake one. Yes, that was a fake one.
It's a fake one.
Yeah.
Because that game literally got ratinged, like age ratings,
yes,
in several countries, and you have to pay for those.
You do, yes.
And your game has to be complete. They won't rate your game if you're like, yeah, it's only halfway done, because they go, okay, well, we don't, like, we can't trust you. Somehow the game still didn't come out. I don't know what's happening with the game. No one seems to.
No one has an idea. There have been developer updates that were like, yeah, we are working on it. It is coming out at some point. Hold your horses, but still. And Young Justice did not announce 3 more seasons. Thank fuck. Thank friggity fuck.
Don't worry. It'll come back, Tristan. Don't you worry.
Actual predictions. Wizards of the Coast released the new 5.5 6th edition thing. It did. Does not sell well. It's not really selling well, but it is.
5.5 came out?
Yeah, it did, yes. In 2024.
I don't think I saw anyone talk about or say that.
It's just called D&D 2024. Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, there's a lot more talk about how people are undermining Wizards of the Coast instead. We'll get into my actual predictions with that one. More streamer ads. More ads will begin playing even for customers on YouTube. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Look, that was yours?
Yep, that's mine.
But so I don't have Amazon Prime. My parents do. I was out there over Christmas. Your Amazon Prime plays commercials like in the middle of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, even though you're fucking paying for it. What is wrong with that service? That's such a trash service. I was right. Yes. Twitch makes a new platform called Twitch Noir. They did not.
They kind of tried to, though.
I know. It was catering to the adult content.
Yeah, and then they had to pull back because credit card companies don't want to deal with that stuff for whatever reason.
Yeah. Actually, this one's kind of right. Hasbro recouped some of their 2023 losses. They did. But 2025 is looking like a buyout on them. Do you know? Well, we'll get into that prediction because
okay. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Then you said Twitch will find itself in illegal hot water, a public investigation, and pressure from a government body based on how poorly regulated it is towards younger kids. Actually
happened.
Yeah, happened. Yes.
Minor hot water. It was just someone in Congress was making some noise.
Minor, but yeah, it's still some hot water. Yeah, splashed around. Streaming platforms starting to bundle subscriptions. Yeah, sort of, just not through their own.
Well, thing. Like Disney just announced that Hulu and something called Fubo that I've never heard of are apparently being combined.
Everybody loves Fubo. Look, man, everybody loves Fubo. Son, Fubo is the greatest streaming.
No, that would be Crackle if it's still around.
Man, Crackle is still around, turns out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Glad it's worse now. Way worse than ever it was. So, yeah. Movie predictions. I said James Wan will mash up all of his 4 movies into one universe. I think he's getting there, to be honest.
Sure.
Listen, we'll see studios with higher focus on animated movies this year. Animated movies stop looking like Disney and DreamWorks. Yes. Yeah. Now, higher focus, but more of a focus than ever was. We will see the announcement of a mostly AI-generated movie from a big studio. No, but a mostly AI-generated video game.
Yeah, that's true.
That's close. Also, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire is going to be so good it eats a Sonic like it was weird billionaire drinking baby blood. Was it good?
I didn't see it. I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
You're the fucking one who watches these movies, Hassan.
I know, but
you didn't do your job.
It just doesn't look good.
It doesn't know. I agree. Looks like a bad movie. You said Disney is going to slam the brakes in the MCU. Not slam them, but definitely pump the pedal. There are 3 coming out this year, and 3 came out last year.
Was there an actual MCU movie last year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What one?
There were 3. There the Marvels. And there was I cannot remember which movies
the Marvels was last year. Okay, all right, yeah. Well, because I know Wolverine and Deadpool came out, but I don't consider that an MCU one.
Unfortunately, it is now.
Cool.
Yeah. And then you said A24 are going to have a couple big flops. I mean, yes, but they're trying some shit. So
I think they actually are still doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had any major flops. I hadn't looked that up to see.
Major ones,
Nosferatu is them, I believe, and
is it? Okay.
That seems to be doing pretty well in the box office.
Fair enough. Then I said for TV and animated predictions, HBO Max starts regretting certain choices as it begins to bleed subscriptions. Nope, it is not, and they don't regret.
We're gonna ride that thing into the ground, baby.
Yeah, they sure are. And then said studios see The Last of Us' success and make new video game TV shows. Yeah, actually,
Yes.
a lot more. Like, probably way too many now.
Yes.
In that same vein, we get a Dark Souls TV show. Yeah, actually, yeah. That is,
Oh, are they?
yeah. That was, I think it's a movie. It's being announced for them, but close enough.
I would only care about that if it stayed true to the Dark Souls games, and so like 95% of audiences come out of it going, "That movie sucked. It didn't explain itself at all." And people
Where's
are
the
just going,
story?
well, no, that's because you have to go to a website and read about this piece of text to understand. There was some writing on a ring he picked up that explained.
Pretty much. I would like to see a body video on that one. Then you said 2024 is the year the Isekai train finally breaks down. Definitely didn't break down, but it slowed a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's slowing.
I
at
think
least.
this year is the time it's going to start slowing a lot more, but we'll see. 2024 will have even more Isekai anime than ever. You're hitting that mid ground in this one.
Yeah.
Very middle ground. 2024 is the year someone attempts a live action Naruto. No, unfortunately not. I kind of want to see that. It'd be a train wreck. After Dredge and for video games. I said after Dredge and Hi-Fi Rush's success, we get a lot more genre mashups. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Poor fucking Tango Gameworks. And then thank God Tango Gameworks. Right? Holy shit. But yeah, like the genre mashups, sort of. We got UFO 50. That game is like
I would have gone with Dave the Diver cross Godzilla.
True, there is that too. Yeah, I mean Dave the Diver in general, like everything Dave the Diver is just a massive. I haven't even played Dave the Diver. I know it's like this big fucking mashup extravaganza. So, fair enough. I then said Starfield does not recuperate from the mostly negative on Steam and the bad press the one dev garnered. Yeah, I was basically right. People still don't like that game. It released a DLC and everybody was pretty negative on it.
Which game? Sorry, I didn't.
Starfield.
Oh, Starfield.
Yeah.
No, I thought people liked that DLC. That's what I saw.
I've heard the exact opposite, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah. I've heard it's too lackluster. We'll get an Elder Scrolls 6 update, maybe some gameplay or bullshot trailer, but it will be done so we forget the Starfield exists. We didn't, actually. I was surprised. I was, maybe this year. Big studios try their hand at memeable multiplayer horror games. They suck at it. I was kind of right, because Silent Hill: A Short Message is basically Slender Man the 8 pages. I'm not wrong. And then I said, Hello Games has learned their lesson, and Light No Fire will not be full of lies. I mean, that remains to be seen. It was supposed to come out last year, I think, so.
I don't even remember which game that is.
That's the one from Hello Games, the one with the guy
No, I know Hello Games. I just can't even remember Light No Fire.
Yeah, so, it's, what's the game they made? Fuck, it's...
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, thank you. Jesus. No Man's Sky, but fantasy.
Yeah, I know the name. I know I saw the trailer, but I'm blanking on it completely.
You then said we'll see a Pokemon rhythm game. We did not, I don't think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't...
We got a hero action game, got a MOBA.
I don't think we got any new Pokemon games last year.
No, we got a MOBA. We did.
What one are you thinking about? Unite?
I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, actually, to be honest. But there was a MOBA that came out that last year.
That was before that. Pokemon Night
was it? Okay.
Unite was like 20.
It was Unite, yes.
Maybe.
Was it? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
2024 is the year that we see Sony's lead in the games industry slow down. Actually, I would say, if anything, they're probably the leading contender right now. If you're gonna crown a winner of 2024.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Out of the console war crowd, anyway. Because over here in PC land, we're like, all right, whatever. What are you, Team Red? No, okay, well, that's fine. What are you, Team Green? Yeah, sure, whatever. We're at that point now in our lives. AAA gaming will see somewhat of a reckoning of how expensive games are to make. Oh, yeah. Games will have to become less expensive to make. You cited an Embracer Group in this one.
I mean, everyone is talking about how games are too expensive. No one is trying to address that, so mostly wrong, let's say.
Yeah, fair enough. Just 1 second here. I'm just going to do this and do that and then do this. Make sure it's still playing. There we go. Yeah. I was going to get my own. So for 2025's predictions, because we're going to jump right into that, I was going to get my own thing while I have a notepad open as well. It's a complicated procedure I have happening here. My God, don't look behind the curtain. Hassan, let's say we start with, as usual, our fake as fuck predictions. My God, let's start with some levity.
Okay. That I will go ahead and start with that I think James Gunn is going to make Tristan's year by giving Superman his tiny evil twin powers that shoot out of his hand and his rainbow powers. He's going to put those in the movie, and 95% of the audience is just going to look around going, what is happening right now in this film? While Tristan just sits there shouting yes over and over again.
Yes! Yes! Just crying. Yeah, I can see that happen.
Yeah, meanwhile, that's like, what is why does his hand just have a hole and then a mini Superman comes out and he's kind of evil?
It's the main question.
It's called the Golden Age, people. What?
Welcome to the Silver Age of comics, you fuckers. Hang on to your shitholes. No. So my prediction for this year is that this year movie studios will focus mostly on frogs and Hercules. Just those two. Never will they cross paths. Frogs, Hercules.
So what's his face? Christopher Nolan, I believe it is. He is doing the Odyssey.
Uh-huh. Is there a frog movie coming out?
All right.
You gotta look it up, yeah.
Frog movie. The problem is I literally cannot tell which of these are real things and which of these are fake.
And you'll never be able to figure it out. All right.
I think there's a Princess and the Frog movie coming out. There's enough things saying that I think it's real and not just some fake made up thing. Oh, there's Zootopia 2. That's coming. That
no frogs in that. Only mammals. Maybe a frog on its own, though. There are reptilians like just hanging out, but not as people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's weird.
Yeah, the rules of Zootopia states only mammals can be talking, walking, bipedal creatures.
Okay.
I don't make the rules.
My next prediction is going to be, as we all know, Nintendo likes to put some sort of a gimmick into its consoles. DS had 2 screens. Yeah. 3DS had 3D. Wii had the motion stuff. Yeah. Wii U, second screen, blah, blah, blah. So for the Switch 2, what Nintendo is going to focus on as their, gimmicky theme thing is teledildonics. They've been allowing adult games on the Switch for a while now, so why not just go all the way and integrate teledildonics into it?
It's about damn time. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that that's a solid move from Nintendo. Yeah, good for them. Yeah, I'm saying that The Simpsons is good. Okay, here's the thing. The Simpsons gets rebooted into Simpsons Before, which is a series about the golden age of The Simpsons. Only the golden age stuff again. Let's not even think about moving forward.
Hang on. So We're rebooting The Simpsons.
Yes.
But not as in we're going back to, say, before, like, Homer and Marge were married.
Yes.
We're just still stuck in the same endless loop of nothing changing.
Just 10 seasons, baby. It's right.
I believe it. I 100% believe that.
I mean, Marge versus the monorail haunts us all. So yeah, I definitely believe it. What's your next prediction that's very real?
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with, I think a major league sport of some kind is going to try and put AI into the sport. So be like, oh, here's basketball, and we put AI into the basketball itself.
Yeah, good. About time.
Yeah.
Right. How would they add that though?
They won't. Just like 95% of things that are calling itself AI. You're like, hey, hasn't your company been around for 20 years and there's literally nothing different about the system you're selling versus 4 years ago, but all of a sudden now you're saying it's AI? That's going to be basketball or football or baseball.
I see. That is...
Actually, it's probably going to be Ultimate Frisbee. I feel like they could. Those. I feel like Ultimate Frisbee and Tech Bros go hand in hand.
It'll be Ultimate for sure. Yes, Ultimate was going to get a.
Here's my AI Frisbee, bro. What's AI about it? Don't ask.
Don't ask. It's all AI though. Does it fly on its own? No, you still got to throw it. All right. I'm saying this year. Now. I'm just going to point out that and this is high time that this happened, and that is Snagglepuss is going to quit being a cartoon and focus on his real life. We've all been following Snagglepuss for a long time, and like as a society, we've watched him degrade over and over again as an actor, as an icon, and he just needs himself. From now on, like he just needs to focus on Snagglepuss and just Snagglepuss, and not entertaining us with all of his beloved goofs and gaffes. It's high time he stepped away from the limelight, and he just lived his life, his very, very real life.
I just had to look at, because it's like, when was the last time Snagglepuss even showed up in something? But I forgot there's that Jellystone show. So
that's true. He wasn't that.
Oh, and he's voiced by Dana Snyder in it. That's a good.
That's a good choice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. A great choice, even. What? I don't know.
My God! According to Wikipedia, a new Snagglepuss animated series is currently in development to be voiced by Jim Parsons.
No. No! Snagglepuss!
Did you edit the Wikipedia?
Step away! You must step away.
I don't believe
Focus on yourself, sir. It's high time. You've been, for 40 fucking years, you've been entertaining us. Step away. Focus on your own life. You need it.
I can't.
Especially because Jim Parsons is voicing you.
That's just so weird. Speaking of weird, I predict that Tristan does a DNA test and finds out he is Elon Musk's son.
No. I will not.
Yeah, you're going to call him Pop, Daddy. And then Elon Musk is just going to ignore you after like 2 days.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Ad father.
Yeah, fair enough. Elon Musk. Like, I that can't happen because, like, he's not that old.
He's almost 60, I believe.
Is he? Man.
Yes.
He doesn't seem it. I will point that out. I will point that out to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's only 53.
Okay. That's still a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm 38, so what are we talking here? Like,
yeah. That's would have had you when he was 15, 16.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. There's 38. Yeah, he was 15. Yeah, I could be a weird, although my mom is older than him. Yeah, okay.
That wouldn't stop him. He's a weirdo.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get off that topic. My next prediction is Star Wars again. That's it.
I'm going to say you're probably wrong because I think they've announced somewheres in the range of 20 films and also canceled them all.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to go the opposite and say I don't think any Star Wars thing hits theaters in 2025.
So your picture is Star Wars never again?
No, not never again. Just not in 2025.
Sure.
So, speaking of never again, I predict that David Zaslav will build a time machine so that he can go back in time and erase cartoons before they even exist.
Fuck. Oh, you just reminded me of something. Oh, no.
You didn't give David Zaslav time travel technology, did you?
No, I was supposed to stop him from doing that.
Yeah, you probably should.
There's apparently going to be a whole cartoon apocalypse thing. And
yeah. He hates Snagglepuss.
He does. And we all love him.
Not David Zaslav. If it's animated, he hates it.
He does. Man. I was supposed to do that. That was my one mission for all of last year, and I sat on my ass, did nothing. I literally got more acquainted with like VTubers than yeah, I know. Yeah,
that's a mistake.
It's all right, and kind of a mistake, but it's also mostly all right. No, I was supposed to fight David Zaslav. In naked Turkish mud wrestling.
I'd be okay.
Damn.
I'd watch that.
I'd win. Yeah.
To be honest, I'd watch anything that involves David Zaslav getting beat up. Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. We all would. Well, I guess going off my Snagglepuss snafu, Hanna-Barbera recaptures Snagglepuss and forces him back into cartoon land. So I guess that's
no.
Yeah.
Which Hanna-Barbera cartoon does it?
Oh, I mean, clearly they're gonna make it a Snagglepuss cartoon, so that's that one.
But I was thinking, like,
oh, you know what?
The Ranger from Yogi Bear? Is it?
It's Velma.
I'd buy it. Yeah.
It's Velma. Yeah.
Ironically, out of the Mystery Inc. gang, she is definitely the most pro-cop.
Oh, 100%, yes. Especially in the Velma TV show. Actually, not so much in the Velma TV show. That show just is bad, though, so, I just don't mind rapping on it.
So I have this one down as a joke prediction, but also...
They're always kind of jokes.
I don't know if it's a joke, but I have that in one of his stunt videos, whatever you want to call it, Mr. Beast ends up getting someone killed.
Yeah, you know what? That is definitely a joke that could happen.
Also, if you read that paper, you go... Yeah, I mean, that guy seems super reckless when it comes to safety standards and other stuff. So, yeah, of course he would.
Oh, 100% he is, yes. There have been numerous, other, YouTubers who have worked with him. They're like, he's not, the most safety conscious. So, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, so I can't remember his name, but there's a robotics guy I used to watch on YouTube who worked on Mr. Beast's Squid Game thing, and he rigged up the hundreds of squibs that would go off whenever the red light green light thing happened, and so the problem was that most of them worked, but occasionally you get one that would just explode on its own.
Yeah, that's pretty typical of squibs.
It is, yeah, especially with radio control ones, right? You can't totally, a radio signal is going to make them pop off. But apparently, these were pretty well like loaded with a fair amount of explosive to like really rip through the clothing kind of thing. Yeah, apparently it was not as safe as it could be. We were not talking about people who worked as stunt professionals. We're talking about YouTubers who do robotics.
Checks out. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, my next prediction is Star Wars again, but this time General Grievous. 4 arms with the 4 lightsabers. Yeah. We do like General Grievous.
Okay. Are we talking live action, or can it be
it doesn't
a la
matter.
the Gendy Tartakovsky cartoon again? 90% of my love for that character comes from that cartoon.
Yeah, everybody's does, because the one live action sucks because he dies in like 2 seconds. So yes.
Yeah.
Like most things do in those movies, where like, oh, we introduced a really cool villain over here, but we're just going to slaughter him wholesale. Because fuck that. That happens all the time in Star Wars. I don't know why.
God, yeah. They seem to like, no, you have to do this completely other thing to understand who this character is and why this scene matters.
Yeah, pretty much. What's your next big prediction?
This is also, I don't know if this one's fake or not. Honestly, I wrote it down, and I like some of these I wrote like 3-4 weeks ago, and now I don't remember if this was supposed to be a fake one or not.
Geez, yeah.
I just have Spotify attempts to become a social media company.
I think it's already getting there, to be honest.
Yeah, but no. I don't know. I feel like I could see them going all in on it, so we'll find out.
Yeah. To kind of like riff off, to kind of go in the opposite direction of your David Zaslav prediction, here's my prediction. David Zaslav watches an anime. He then enjoys it on a very normal level and tells no one. At all. We'll never know. I could be very right about this. And you know what? Come 2026 when we do this again, I'm going to claim I'm right.
I just want to, because in my head, when you said that, I went to, he's going to watch some bad anime, but somehow that's some terrible harem isekai trash.
Oh, sure, it could be No Game in the Life.
That's actually, well done. It's not going to be Summer Wars that convinces him. Yeah, it's going to be a Shield Hero or something.
It's going to be Shield Hero. It's going to be not even like Mushoku Tensei, which is like claimed as like one of the better ones, but still trashy. It's going to be like Shield Hero or like Solo Leveling, one of those, one of those like kind of like uber trashy ones.
Yeah.
What's the one with the guy who's like super edgy, has like a big gun and white hair?
I don't think I know.
I'm giving you an example of all of my thinking at one.
I don't think I know.
Ari Ferretta. It's gonna be Ari Ferretta.
I don't know that one.
Well, look it up. It's the most edgelord one you could possibly fucking watch.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Don't think I need to see it.
Okay, sure. Do you have any more fake predictions?
No, I am 90% certain all the other ones I've written are actual real predictions.
All right. I have 2 more fake ones for sure.
All right.
Marvel Star Wars again now movie, yes. Money, please give big dollars, yes.
I could see it. Yeah, I don't think it's impossible.
And my last fake prediction of the year. Paul Blart is back, baby, and he's horny.
That seems reasonable.
Does it? I hope not. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
What else has Adam Sandler been up to recently?
Because
that's one of his.
He's doing
his production company, right?
It is, yes. He's doing a new Happy Gilmore.
Ugh.
Yeah. I like that first Happy Gilmore, but like, man, maybe not rebooting it. I don't know. Or a sequel. I think it's a sequel, actually. So,
yeah, Paul Blart 2 was 2015. So 10 years on, we're due a Paul Blart 2. Sorry, 3.
No, 3. Yeah. All right. Let's move into general predictions.
All right. So I think we've talked about this one, but off mic. So it might be a new prediction. It might be something I have said on mic before. But I predict that 2025 is the year where From Software starts to stumble, largely because I think off the heights of Elden Ring and the success of that, not necessarily they themselves, but From Software is owned by Kadokawa. They are not a completely independent company. I think whoever their owner is, whether that does become Sony or not, is basically going to push them to be more friendly, for lack of a better term, to its audience, wanting the games to be more broadly appealing. And so I look at that as, that means that they're going to have to start making some of the lore, some of the how you do certain things more clear.
So about that, I think you're already 100% correct, because Elden Ring Night Rain, which we don't know a lot about just yet, looks to me as if Kadokawa / like Sony Pictures, whatever, the people who basically own From Software said, hey, we need a cash grab, what's it called? Not an escape game, but a extraction shooter kind of game. But Elden Ring, which is very popular as well, what can you do for us? And they are putting this out. So
yeah,
I think Night Rain looks like fucking garbage, by the way.
Okay, see, I'm not sure. I haven't been paying attention to it.
Sure, yeah, fair enough.
Looking at fan reactions to it too much, just because I don't care either way.
Fans are, it seems, pretty cautiously optimistic, but I'm very much in the camp of like, no, this is gonna blow chunks.
Yeah,
like,
I personally don't have a whole lot of faith of From Software being able to do multiplayer gaming well. They just don't.
So they
don't strike me as a company that has, the people who would be interested in that particular style of game. Yeah. And I obviously know, hey, you can play those games, you can invite somebody in, but there's a difference between what they have and a true multiplayer game and those kind of reactions. And I just, you need experience to do that well, and I just don't. I could be wrong, but I would be very surprised if most of the developers there have that particular experience. I would think that, hey, because From Software has been From Software for when was Dark Souls 1, or when was Demon's Souls? That was 2009.
Yes,
yeah. So that's a company that's been doing that for 16 years. I'd be kind of surprised if you had people coming from.
It's been doing it longer, actually, because Armored Core 3 was online, so yeah.
But that's the thing that, really blew up. And so I just kind of look at it and go like, yeah, I don't think you have developers coming from doing like, I'm trying to think of like Japanese multiplayer games, but like a Street Fighter or something. And then they're going over to do Dark Souls,
Well, that's kind of funny because like, so I would say that the people who do work on Dark Souls multiplayer are the ones that come over from fighting games, because the atmosphere of a Dark Souls multiplayer experience, the PvP, is very fighting game-esque. So it's probably
but I think that's them stumbling into that. Right?
I think you're right.
I don't think they're purposefully designing the games in that way and intent for that style of PvP.
Not totally. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my prediction. Let's hear yours.
All right, real prediction. I think Elon Musk is actually going to buy Hasbro, and thus will own D&D. Yeah. I also put God Save Us All at the very end of that, so... Yeah. I think he's going to do it, because we all know that Elon Musk is shitty with his money, and he's got a lot of it, and, yeah.
So I actually have a prediction of, just because it's related to yours.
Oh, great.
Which is, I actually think Hasbro will sell off D&D to something else. Because Hasbro is...
I don't think so.
They are in financial trouble, quote unquote, in the stock market sense of that, where they are still a very profitable company, but the line isn't going up enough. And so I think they'll look at it and go, well, hey, we can sell this thing off and make a bunch of money, and then the line go up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think about, I could see it being Elon Musk, right? Because that dude probably doesn't want to own all of Hasbro. So that's like, unless I'm mistaken, but I believe Hasbro still does all the toy stuff.
They do. Yep, they do.
But they're also Power Rangers and a whole ton of other stuff. And I don't think Elon Musk wants to own that, but he does want to own D&D, so maybe both our predictions come true.
Yeah, there's a good chance he just goes for D&D and leaves it at that. Maybe. But we'll see.
All of a sudden, like, page 4 of the rule books is just like talking about all the, like, use your imagination, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like, but you can't be transgender. In the world of D&D, transgenderism doesn't exist because it's not full of people who have sick and broken minds.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that would be the case. Yeah. Thus sounds the death knell of, quote unquote, the world's greatest role playing game. I disagree with that moniker, but sure.
GURPS exists. What? I mean, come on, we all love GURPS.
Look. Here's the thing: there is a lot of good things about GURPS. I know you're bagging on it because it's called GURPS, but still, like, GURPS is pretty good.
And we all love a good session of generic universal role playing system.
Yes, it's a good baseline system you can apply to a lot of different scenarios.
I just like saying GURPS. It's
GURPS
so
a lot
silly.
of. It's a great word, right?
Yes.
So that was mine, then yours. Yes.
So back to you.
Back to me. I'm gonna say Marvel Comics releases yet another Miss Marvel book that just fucking totally misses the point again. They have been doing this for a long time, where they've been trying to release like Miss Marvel books that just cannot capture the spirit of the original like G. Willow Wilson run. And they have been trying so desperately to do that they have just given up and shuffled the character off into whatever else that she can be in. And it is sad. It's very sad.
Part of me wonders if that's at this point kind of like Disney's fault, because you have to imagine to a certain extent
perhaps
Disney is sort of putting its thumb on the scale at least a little bit to say, hey, because the movies, this is how we want certain comic characters to be, right? Because we don't want people to watch a movie and then go to the comic and it's a totally different character from what they're seeing in the movies.
Yeah.
You have to wonder if they're putting that thumb on the scale, and because most of the movies and TV shows they're not typically targeted towards, teenage girls or anything.
Not usually.
And that's who that character is supposed to be. That, how much is that harming it to be like, make her more relatable for 30-year-old guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So I think you're right, and that they are putting them on the scale because, for instance, with Miss Marvel, one of the things that got revealed is that she is currently half. what's her called? Not immortal, not inhuman. She's half inhuman, half mutant.
What?
Yes.
Tristan, that's so stupid.
It's incredibly stupid, yes. So, at one point, Miss Marvel in a Spider-Man book dies. Well, by the way, welcome to the Tristan Crane fucking... Let's talk about Comics Power Hour for the time being. This is dumb as hell. She dies in a Amazing Spider-Man issue. Not even in her own book, in an Amazing Spider-Man issue. And she dies there and is then reborn in an issue, not of X-Men, I believe it was Powers of X. So she gets reborn on Krakoa because she is a mutant and was in the lineup to be reborn when she died. I'm not sure how she jumped the line because at that point they had thousands of people waiting to be reborn. But whatever, I guess. She jumped the line and they picked her up right away and rebirthed her. And it's like, oh, it turns out you're also a mutant. And she's like, whoa, that's crazy. Are my mutant powers the embiggening powers? And they went, no, it's something else. So the embiggening stuff you could do, the stretching, the growth, all that stuff, that's your inhuman powers. What could possibly be her mutant power, Hassan? Why, it is the force field generation shit she got from the fucking movies. The show and the movies gave her the embiggening power to be energy projection into light constructs, and that is her mutant power now. So what the hell ever?
Amazing. I can't. We've come somehow, like, full circle.
Yeah.
Of like when Captain Marvel came out and he was whatever that alien was called. He sucked. No one likes him.
Kree, yes.
And then I actually like his actual name.
Oh,
I knew he
Marvel.
was Kree. I just couldn't. Right, Marvel.
Yes.
And then eventually we get to, oh no, you know what we're gonna do? We're going to make Miss Marvel Captain Marvel, and now people like them. And then we're gonna come out with a Miss Marvel, and people are gonna like it. But now we're back to no, actually they suck.
Yeah.
It's
insane.
Chef's kiss, incredible,
Insane, crazy shit. Anyway, go on.
So for my real prediction, I think in 2025 we are going to see a slew of, I'll say North American live action adaptations of animes at least get greenlit. I don't expect any to really come out, but I think one of your joke predictions or 2024 predictions was around just how many video games we're going to get adaptations.
Yes.
I think off of seeing how well a lot of those have done, your Last of Us, your Sonics,
Sonic did really
Mario, there's been several Fallout, et cetera, right? I think somebody's finally going to look at anime and go, there's been a couple of those that have been pretty successful, like that, the One Piece one.
Yeah.
That's
huge.
Both from fans and non-fans. It's been critically fairly well received. The Avatar, The Last Airbender adaptation, to my knowledge, did pretty well. I think someone's just going to look at it and go, this whole anime thing, it's pretty popular.
I mean, it's getting there.
Especially amongst the younger kids. If we just did live actions, that seems like an easy cash grab.
Mm-hmm.
So I would expect a slew of those.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're very right with that. A slew. Yeah, I can see a lot of announcements about that stuff happening in 2025. Like, hey, this might be the year we get the Naruto live action one, Jujutsu Kaisen maybe, or possibly. I think what is very likely though is Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I was thinking Demon Slayer and My Hero. I can see either of those.
Yeah. I can definitely see Demon Slayer because you don't need as big of a budget for Demon Slayer. that is not the flashiest looking show. So
yeah, very human
Yeah.
shaped characters at the very least, right?
Exactly,
There's
yeah.
demons, but a lot of them are human demons.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, yeah. I'm gonna move on from journal predictions to movies for my own sake. I'm gonna say that James Gunn's Superman movie is not gonna do very well. Just I think we're at that point of superhero burnout to enough of a degree that we're not willing to even give James Gunn a shot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it'll still make its money back, but like I don't think it's going to do like crazy numbers or anything. You know?
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be like a $1 billion movie or anything.
No. I think it'll do okay. It won't prove a point though. Like the idea of like James Gunn running the entirety of like the DC universe like movie sector, I don't think that's going to prove him worthy of that, even though he might actually be. So we'll see.
Fair.
Go ahead.
Well, my prediction is that Hasbro is finally going to be. It's that they're finally going to follow through with their threat to make another Power Rangers live-action reboot.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Look, I've thought about this a lot. I 100% know you could make a decent, fun, live-action Power Rangers reboot. It's not even that hard to do.
No.
But I don't think Hasbro has it in them to do it right.
No.
And I don't... It's a weird one where I would say I'm sure there's a director out there who would do a good job and the right job, but I don't know who that is or would be, but I'm convinced that Hasbro would not get them.
Just out of spite, I feel like this is the correct answer to that one.
Yeah, basically.
You know what? Get this guy, he's worse.
Oh, okay. Well, I get, because in my head, kind of the opposite of what you were saying with James Gunn is that, to me, Power Rangers...
David Fincher directing Power Rangers.
That'd be interesting, at least. But I don't think Power Rangers as a movie should be striving to be a $1 billion movie. That's just, to me, it's not what Power Rangers is.
No. It's cheesy.
So I think you should be aiming for somebody who does, a much lower budget film, who knows how to make a fun film.
Yeah.
And aiming for, no, this thing only needs to make $300 million or whatever, which is still a lot of money, but hey, we're aiming lower because this is just what Power Rangers is. It's just not a it's not a premier franchise, as I'm sure they say.
There you go. My prediction for movies, amongst others, is going to be that even more people are going to flock to original motion pictures over corporate-driven profit margin cash grab movies, based on existing properties. Just because, it's been happening where and Patrick Willems did a video on this stuff that hey, it seems that what's going to be the next big thing? It very well could be video game movies again. It could be very well another thing that's nostalgia baity, whatever. But it seems that people are going to go see original movies, which is cool.
That definitely seems like the thing that's happening. I
think so too. Yeah,
it's not so much the big, Disney live action Lion Kings and your MCUs or whatever are failing. No. But it seems like they're not hitting the heights they used to, and that money is instead going towards your A24 kind of style stuff. That those films aren't becoming $1 billion films, but they're chugging along. Or I cannot remember which way is the right way to say it. If it's Blumhouse or Bloomhouse, but they seem to have been, doing pretty well at the box office and with people showing up for their stuff. So I totally think that trend continues in 2025.
Yeah, I fully agree with that with that trend, because I think that the movie industry is full of nothing but trends anyway, and you have to kind of like swing with the punches and go with the flow to try and keep yourself afloat. And that's just the way I think things are going right now, is that people are getting sick of superhero stuff, big corporate driven, movies, that kind of stuff.
Universes that you have to,
yeah.
Learn a million things about and
People
get way
don't
too in depth.
Want to be invested in that shit anymore. They've already got super invested in the Marvel stuff, and that was fun for a while, but we're done with that. What else you got? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's you? What's your next one?
A lot of mine are negative. This is sort of movie related, but I think Nickelodeon is going to do something that sets it on a path to sort of doom, for lack of a better term. So whether that is like, hey, it gets sold to a venture capital, or not venture capital, to a can't think of the term for it, but a firm that's just going to squeeze the life out of it, basically, or it's going to try and like, hey, we're going to go all in on AI for our animation instead of actually paying people and stuff.
If you recall, it went pretty hard into NFTs back in 2023. So
I do not remember that with Nickelodeon.
Don't forget that part. But so it survived that.
Yeah, and I am not saying that
it's not totally going to die.
Nickelodeon is going to fold by the end of 2025.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon could be around until another decade or whatever. But I think however many years from now, people talk about it. Hey, it's not necessarily 2025 is the exact moment that things started. I'm sure you could, hindsight, you'll be able to connect dots, whatever. But I do think that they are so reliant on like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, TMNT, and maybe one or two other things that I just think they're gonna do some stupid thing in 2025 that we then go, yeah, no, when you look at it, it was obvious that this was a studio heading towards its death as a result of, what you were just talking about, like not diversifying, what was Nickelodeon's last new major thing? I honestly no idea at this point.
Mutant Mayhem?
New. Because TMNT is, old. Like, obviously, that's a new version of that. So, but I mean, like
a brand new property? None.
Yeah.
They haven't done shit all.
Right. And I just...
Yeah, no, nothing that comes to mind at all. At all. That's crazy. It's Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
right?
That's not good.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're right that at some point they're going to sell off some assets or do something that's going to get them, like, taken over by some corporation.
Unless that new Henry Danger movie saves them.
It's not going to, no. Let's see. For me, I'm going to say that the Electric State is going to be good enough to kickstart Steven Spielberg's movie production career. If anybody knows...
I'm sorry, what is this?
So, The Electric State is a movie that's coming out this February, I think, maybe. I think it's going to be good.
Yes.
It's based off Simon Stålenhag's... I said Stahlberg. Simon Stålenhag's movie artwork. Basically, yeah, he's an amazing artist. And he does these very, like, lo-fi, eldritch horror, sci-fi, paintings,
but
they're
very
so cool.
Scandinavian.
Yeah,
you can tell just the kind of a lot of fog, a lot of fjord-like terrain.
But at the same time, it's weirdly American.
Yeah,
it's strange, but like that's cool. It's so cool, and I think that like I know he's had a career as an artist with other production companies, but like I think this will be the one to like really push him forward. Because he also had the other one is based on one of his other works that was very similar to the Electric State. It's like the Beyond the Black or whatever it is.
I didn't know there was another movie based off this stuff.
It wasn't a movie. It was a TV show, actually.
Oh, okay.
But nobody really watched it. There's also a tabletop role-playing game based on that, too. And yeah, he's got like a bit of a thing going on, just like trying to put his work and his ideas out there as in different mediums that I think is really working for him. But I think that movies are the way forward for him. I would say, personally.
I think that probably makes sense for him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go with this one, which is I expect 2025 is the year that we see a lot of 90s, and I put down the word edgy, which isn't quite right, but just a lot of 90s, let's say, more mature cartoons. Someone's going to try and reboot those, so things like your Daria, your Ren and Stimpy, etc. Sure. Those are the ones that I think it's finally been. Like, there was that Beavis and Butthead cartoon that came back. I mean, that probably came back like almost a decade ago now, I think it was. But I think a bunch of those cartoons.
I mean, we are getting King of the Hill this year.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot. That's
I'm
a terrible idea.
Curious.
I just don't see how that show works anymore.
But here's the question, though: Did you see that Beavis and Butthead reboot? Or not reboot, but sequel show?
I never liked Beavis and Butthead, so no.
Fair. But so the idea behind that Beavis and Butthead show was that why if you take Beavis and Butthead, but age them 20 years? So they age in real time. So when that show was relaunched, it's still those guys as 40-year-old idiots.
Yeah,
it kind of works.
That works because 40-year-old idiot still works, whereas King of the Hill, that basically boils down to well-meaning but often ignorant rural Texan.
True.
Trying to make his way through life and, accepting the changing of the times. That's not... I am sure those people still exist in Texas, but a lot of rural Texas, not very... neighbors do not like that kind of person.
You're right.
In 2025 rural Texas, Hank Hill is some woke ideologue who should get the hell out and go kiss Biden then if you love him so much. Brr.
Go back to Austin.
Yeah, they hate Austin. I was trying to think. I was like, which is the city they hate? It's Austin.
It's Austin because that's where the tech bros are. And the more liberal people are. I'm going to say that Ballerina is going to prove that there is life beyond John Wick.
I assume Ballerina is a film in the genre. Okay.
It is.
Because when you just said Ballerina proves there is life beyond, it's like, oh
this shit. Yeah, here we go.
Deeply philosophical. There's
going to be a ballerina who's going to dance until fucking
It's
going to prove life beyond.
What's Ballerina exactly?
So, Ballerina is going to be a new take on a character that appeared in John Wick 3.
3 or 4.
Sorry, John Wick 4. Yeah, it's 4.
3.
No, it was 3. It was 3.
3 was Mark Dacascos as the main villain, if I'm remembering correctly.
Sure was, but she was in 3.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be her character, who is essentially Lady John Wick.
Okay.
For lack of better terms, I'm not lying. And essentially it's going to be them pushing her forward as the next big thing because Keanu Reeves can't totally do it anymore. He can, and he will.
But I'm with you. Too old.
It's also John Wick is dead. So, at the end of 4, he does die. He's, dead.
Hey, if Han could come back in the Fast and Furious, John Wick can come back.
No, Han can, because that's wrestling. It's a wrestling franchise. John Wick is a bit different. John Wick is high art. Sort of.
Until they put John Cena into it. Actually, I think John Cena would do a good job in a genre. Actually, no. Kevin Nash was in.
Kevin Nash is in the first movie. Yes, he is.
It is wrestling. He can't come back. It is
wrestling. Shit. I guess you're right. Never mind. John Wick is also wrestling, which is also high art. Let's be honest. Do you have any more? Let's go. Predictions. Go. Fast.
I have a couple. I have people's eyes will finally be opened, and we will finally be freed because Boruto will be canceled.
Yay! I don't even hate Boruto that much.
Oh, you should. It's bad. Every now and again, I will see somebody share a panel from it. It's bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't actually... So, I tried watching Boruto when it first came out as an anime. Because that's how I experienced most of Naruto, was through an anime. And I couldn't. The first season, I was like, I kind of get where this is going, but I just don't care, because it's like, these are not the characters that really like I watched and enjoyed. So, but they're still kind of there, but I don't really want to see what their kids are doing. That's dumb.
I also I don't want to spend too long talking about Boruto.
Yes, you do.
Saw somebody mention this. All the kids are the same age.
Yeah.
So all those parents
had babies around the exact same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yes, very.
It's like there's a propagation reprimand that they have to go through. Like okay, you're married this long, you must have children. Oh, okay. Not even married. You are 20. Have a child.
Yeah.
What?
You are in trouble if your wife isn't pregnant within the next 4 months. Yes.
Better get to it.
Fingers crossed. It's finally people realize how bad that thing is. And drop it.
Boruto.
Yes. Anyways, what's your prediction?
My final movie prediction is going to be the Minecraft movie is going to be so good. Hassan is going to eat a live penguin. You heard it here first, people. He's going to eat a live penguin while wearing a tattered and stained Superman costume while streaming this all on Twitch to celebrate how good the Minecraft movie is.
Look,
get ready.
I don't think that Minecraft movie looks great.
No.
But I'm not the target audience, so...
No, really?
I should... Yeah. Hey, I'm not a 10-year-old kid. Yeah. Well, also, I need a penguin. I bet penguin's not very tasty, but I'd still like to try it.
Give it a shot, yeah. I've eaten like roadkill meats before. Like your possums, your snake, that kind of stuff, so... It's not bad. Like,
sure.
You gotta get adventurous every so often. What's your next prediction?
So I only have 2 more. I'll go with the heavier one first.
Sure.
So I think Steam is going to face inquiries or investigations, get called up in front of probably not the US, but the EU most likely, maybe some other nations and governments, just for its practices around gambling and microtransactions. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on mic before, people talk about, oh, good guy Gabe, how much they love Steam, and like, Steam is not your friend. Steam actively has economists and psychologists on staff to manipulate you in how you buy games, spend on microtransactions, etc.
Yep.
They have for years actively ignored all the gross gambling around Counter-Strike and Dota, and even some non-Steam games with the whole trading systems that they have.
I mean, just look
Steam
at
is not your friend. They are overdue regulation, and there was a video recently that blew up. I forget his CoffeeZilla. That's the YouTuber.
Okay.
I didn't even really watch the video, but I saw people talking about it and reacting to it, and just shaking my head, going, "Yeah, finally, people are waking up to these things that have been pretty public knowledge for a decade plus." And I think the momentum is starting to swing that Steam will finally have to reckon with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like Steam as a platform, but here's the thing: I agree, it's about fucking time that they answer to some of this shit, because like you are right, they are not your friend. you have to look just as deeply, which is very shallow, at how manipulative these Steam blank sales are. Like, oh, let's get you buying as much as possible, because and that will get you hopefully into one of these microtransaction games where you're buying cards and all this stuff. It just, holy crap. There's a lot of crap that they do to try and get you involved in this stuff. Yeah, I think it is still probably one of the better platforms, but man, is it just not your friend. None of these are.
No, yeah, absolutely not.
Use them and burn them.
Yep. Anyways, what's your prediction?
All right. Here's a quick one, just for like just hey, Netflix, could you please get season 2 of Pantheon? Please. Don't
they only have season 1?
Yeah. I know. Why not get both? I agree, because here's the thing. Here's the problem with this. Season 1 of Pantheon's really good, really, really, really good. But season 2 of Pantheon completes the full picture.
Yeah.
It's like going up to a Van Gogh painting. It's like going to the Starry Night and just looking at the lighthouse. Nothing but.
Yeah.
And going, that's very pretty. And
I can't imagine you watch that show and it just ends. You're like, oh. So, when's season 2 coming out? And you look at me, you're like, season 2 came out over a year with Netflix. Where is it? What's going on, Netflix?
Exactly. Yeah, no. So this is kind of me putting that positive energy out there, saying that Netflix is gonna grab Pantheon season 2 because they will. Because
I forget those numbers, but one of the most incredible scenes in media, just those numbers being repeated and just going, oh god, oh god, oh, this is too much for my brain. This The year skips are sleep after this.
The year skips are so insane. It's such an insane thing they did in that second season. They have to. I have a whole other topic cast about Pantheon coming up, Hassan. I have a whole new thing coming out about this one show. It's just that good. It's so deep.
I would put Pantheon on my Pantheon alongside Avatar: The Last Airbender, Cowboy Bebop, etc.
It is probably one of my favorite animated shows of all time. All time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's stupid good. And nobody watched it. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Just like no merch for it either. I've looked. I'm like, oh man, I would love to own a Pantheon thing.
I want a plushy Caspian. But in like the bag when he was like a baby.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Or just the grumpy one. That's good too. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you have any more predictions?
I have one last one. Similar to you.
A few more.
Kind of putting this out there for positive energy. I think some Chinese developer, a Tencent type, large group, they're going to announce they have acquired the rights and are creating a Sleeping Dogs 2.
Oh, hell
Give
yes.
me Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
Let me roundhouse kick everybody.
Sleeping Dogs 2, let's go.
Yes.
I agree with that entirely. Yeah, I would love to Sleeping Dogs 2. Sleeping Dogs is so good. Man, I still go think back about that game and how much fun it is and how free it lets you be. But how good the combat is, because that's one thing that you don't get at all in these open world games. Like, the combat's usually not great, but that's fine. It's fine enough. But this is like a good martial arts system, and like they nailed that shit, and the story is good, and the characters are interesting, and the driving feels great because it has like weird arcadey, like not Ridge Racer style, but like a Spy Hunter style shit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's great.
It's cool. Man, it's a good game. I have a few more to go.
Okay.
I'll try and be faster. So, Severance Season 2 is going to melt the perception of working class, and no one will see it. No one's going to watch Severance Season 2.
Has that started, or it starts very soon?
This week.
Okay.
As of recording. And
so should just expect text from you just like, Hassan, am I real? Yes, Tristan, you're real.
I think that Severance season 2. So okay, here's the brain game you're gonna play with yourself. If you are a Pantheon fan, immediately or Severance fan, watch one of the two immediately after the other ones, because I watched season 1 of Pantheon with partner Karen, and jumped right into doing a rewatch of Severance season 1, and I'm just like, holy fuck! I don't know if I can take this in a good way.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, they're both like cyberpunky kind of like crazy tech sci-fi shows, and it's like, whoa, this is like there's like perception of reality is being challenged over here and over here, and they both are converging in different weird ways over here. It's insane. I think this year cable TV is going to do something to win back regular varied programming. So I get the pleasure of watching cable TV at work because they have cable TV at work in the break room, and it is garbage. I flipped through it. It's very bad. What they have happening is very, very bad.
It is,
yeah.
But also, I started
mostly
watching
like junkyard pickers shows. And
yeah,
cops.
But I started watching this show on Netflix, Man on the Inside.
Sure, yeah.
And it reminded me
of
that. Like older, like cable TV, where it just, it's not going for dramatic shots. It's not a high budget show. It's like, oh, this is nice. I missed this. I kind of think you're right of like, man, if cable TV just kind of did more stuff like it used to, I'd maybe prefer that over what we currently have.
I currently, for the most part, with like, unless I'm doing a rewatch with somebody or in general, I will usually watch a show once a week as opposed to, binging it, because I just find the experience just so much more interesting and important then. And I think cable TV had that in spades, and it doesn't anymore, because now it's all just bingey shit on cable TV as well. So, too bad. Hopefully they get that back though.
Yeah.
Especially because streaming services are not what they used to be. And we are looking for
it. Prime has commercials in the middle of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then Netflix is going to get there too eventually. Disney is looking at that stuff too. And it's just like, you don't have to, but okay. But it's at a point where the least amount of commercials are right now is cable TV. Because I will watch a show and there will be no commercials between episodes. There'll be like a 1 minute countdown to the next episode, and that's it. It's crazy. So yeah, I think cable TV might be where we go back to. What? It's weird.
Yeah.
I think anime is going to continue its big upward surge into even more relevant pop culture, because like it's seeing a huge uptick right now. Like anime is more popular than it has ever been. And to kind of like cap that off, I think isekai shows are going to be thinned out pretty heavily.
Yeah, I'd agree with both those in the sense that seeing both I can't think of the English, Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon. Seeing that and Frieren both explode last year. It was the sort of thing where it's like, oh, hey, anime fans don't just have to be losers who are just into big titty lady harems, and they can actually understand quality writing and characters. And so I think you're right that if we continue to see shows like that, it's absolutely going to continue its upward trend. And also isekais losing, as people go like, oh, actually, hey, if you make this stuff, it maybe does better than another generic isekai.
The thing is, I keep bagging on it, but Mushoku Tensei is a isekai anime that because of the way people view shows now, and especially anime, it's one of those things where people are able to look past the trashier elements of it and find some real key, amazing parts of that show. I personally don't jive with it, but I applaud people who are kind of like, hey, this is an amazing character development show about this guy who was in this child's body, who grows up this way, but he was this way and now he's this. It's fascinating, and I get where they're coming from. So, like, even people who would normally be into an isekai about this stuff, where, like, it's, you know, there might be some, you know, strange depictions of women, let's say, in there, they have the wherewithal to be like, this is good despite that stuff because of X, Y, Z. The media literacy in anime is much higher than a lot of other shows out there. So, in mediums out there, I should say. And my video game predictions, so I still have all my video game predictions to go through. It's not a lot. I think Bethesda will finally admit that Starfield is a bad game.
Nah, I don't see it.
They won't, but maybe, like, some tongue-in-cheek kind of like, oh, it didn't sell too well. Or, well, I think it sold well, but,
yeah,
oh, well, you know, the reviews didn't do too well. Kind of thing.
Tongue-in-cheek, sure.
Tongue-in-cheek. Like, there's some, like, half-truth there. I think From Software is going to do that full merger with, like, Kadokawa Sony kind of thing. Because it really wants to. Like, Kadokawa wants that merger so bad. So bad. And Sony's like, we want to buy you. Like, we want to merge. Which will mean that From Software will be fully owned by Sony, which will mean we won't get From Software PC games until a few years after they released on the PS5. Because exclusivity.
Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah.
I mean, who do they have for PC contracts, right? Nobody. It's their own people. We will somehow get another one or two more updates from Cyberpunk 2077 and Baldur's Gate 3. Somehow.
2077 I could see. Baldur's Gate 3 I don't know, because at a certain point I have to assume...
We got updates from both of them like last month.
Yeah, but
like,
I assume at some
updates.
point Larian no longer gets involvement with... I don't know how that works.
Yeah. I fully understand, but I think they have it for like a little bit longer at least. But I'm assuming that they can still keep updating the game to be better. Which I have not gone back to Baldur's Gate 3 since they updated it the first big time, because I'm kind of scared of it now. Because they changed some stuff and they made things different, and now I'm not sure. And it happened to me with Cyberpunk 2077. Topic incoming, by the way, on that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think more and more studios are going to copy the Helldivers 2 formula.
Like what part of the formula? Sorry.
So like specifically the gameplay and the frenetic nature of that, with like co-op online nature of stuff, kind of an extraction shooter, but making it as frenetic and crazy and a bit of a comedy game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at Marvel Rivals, they just dumped the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
It's people basically saying, "Oh, how are you going to balance 4 characters all dropping at the same time?" Like, we're not. Who cares if stuff is weird and broken?
You know, I kind of respect that. Gotta say.
I think developers are getting a little bit more free in that respect, a little less.
I'm cool with that, actually.
Designed by committee, let's call it.
I saw that update. I saw an ad for that update. And I was like, oh, cool. I get to play as one of the individual Fantastic Four characters. Like, no. It's you get all of them. I was like, what do you mean? You control all 4. Oh, okay.
Fighting Dracula because no one wants to help out Blade. All Avengers are too busy to ever help him out. And now look what they've got. Stuck all fighting Dracula.
True enough. I also predict that this is going to turn Helldivers 2 into a genre, maybe like a Hell-like or Diversvania, if you will.
Ugh. Apparently making a movie out of that? I don't know.
Also, so I think this is the year that the Hoyoverse train begins to maybe derail a little bit, just a smidge.
No, you're right. I think Zenless Zone. It's either Zenless Zone or Honkai. One of them is it's doing good. It's not doing what MiHoYo wants.
No, exactly. I think that Genshin Impact was like the massive cash cow that it was. And everybody were like, well, I don't really want to play that one for forever. So what else you got? Oh, Honkai is a JRPG style game. What's up? Oh, okay, that was not so bad. And then it's like Zen Zone Zero is just like, oh, it's an action RPG. Let's check that one out. And it's just like, oh, this is not what we want in an ARPG. That's no, not as much happening in the action realm, unfortunately. So I think this is the year that MiHoYo does see a bit of that train derailing happening.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think
yeah,
they're not going to be able to keep all three of those games as huge successes. I just don't see it.
I don't think so either. Here's the thing. They will keep them as big successes as long as people are willing to buy waifus. So, that's the main catch with all these games, is that you want to see cute girls in anime styling in these games, and that's
the actual most popular character in Genshin.
Don't say it.
It's not a girl. It's a guy.
I know it is. Come on.
It's kind of a twink.
Yes, I know. It's the bard, like the greenish white.
No. It's a different guy. Wanderer is his name. Oh. He wears sort of a conical straw hat and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, he's stupidly popular, at least in China. Outside of China, not so much, but he's the number one in China, as I understand it.
Fair enough. But then what's 10 to 2? Like, where's the...
it's
all women?
Definitely all,
Yeah. So the top one's a guy, that's fine. They can be a guy that he wants. The rest of them, though, is what matters. And it's also the fact of the matter is the majority of women to male characters in those games is stark. Anyway, I can go on for decades about MiHoYo games, the way they design things in these, like the gotcha games and that kind of stuff. Finally, though, Hassan, how many more class-based hero shooters will get released this year? I think 17.
Oh, I was going to say at least 3. I don't know about 17, but we're definitely not done with that.
Holy crap. 2024 was the year of the class-based hero shooter, wasn't it? And for better or for worse.
I don't
so many came and went. So many came and went.
I don't see it stopping.
I don't either. And that's why I think 2025 is going to be the true year for it. If 2024 was the year for it, I don't think we've seen anything yet, because these games have been in development for a while, and 2025 is the year for let's open that up and see if we can still make money off that cash cow. Oh no, the cow is dead.
Nah, because Marvel Rivals proves they're still milking that cow.
Yeah. It's possible that Marvel's Rivals might be the last cow to milk, though. It's possible.
Not if you're a CEO.
No, not if you're a CEO, true, but they don't see the stuff that they actually think they do. They don't understand the trends.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, but nah, no matter what you say, you're wrong. They're right. That's why they're rich.
That is how the world goes, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for predictions. We're done.
All right. Well, then, why don't you tell people where to find us?
You can go find us on Blue Sky. We're at EIFNAR on Blue Sky. Can't remember the full thing. Don't worry about it. Just type us in.
It doesn't matter.
You'll find us eventually. We're there somewhere. You should also go to our Spotify, iTunes, our YouTube page, our channel there, and just watch and listen to our show. Click buttons. Click the subscribe button if it's flashing now. Maybe I did the thing that makes. No, I probably didn't actually. I'm lazy as fuck, so it's not gonna happen. if it's flashing, it's you should not trust YouTube if that starts going.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't trust YouTube.
Yeah, I wouldn't at all. But hey, if that button is flashing after it said subscribe, and click the subscribe button like that, definitely run for the hills, because that means the robots have taken over. And maybe they have. So here. Anyway, go to our friends. It was djdane.com. That's the guy that does our music. djdane.com. Go listen to his great tunes and just like hang out and maybe sit down and just predict the future with him. I'm sure he would love that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Yeah. Anyway, that is it for our show. Tune in next time for another year episode of Everything is Fine, Nothing is Ruined. See ya.
See ya.
Say it.